The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. We live in a world where hurry, constant worries, and endless thoughts take over our minds. Many times, we may be physically present in one place, but mentally, we are somewhere else, either trapped in memories of the past or anxious about what might happen in the future. This is exactly what Eckhart Tolle invites us to reflect upon in his powerful book, The Power of Now. He shows us that the true path to inner peace and a more meaningful life lies in something surprisingly simple: learning how to live in the present moment. The now is all there is. Tolle starts with a profound but simple truth. The past no longer exists. It is just memory. The future doesn't exist either. It's only imagination. The only reality we have is this present moment. Think about it for a moment. When you feel joy, sadness, love, or pain, all of it happens now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, always now. Take a simple example. Imagine you are enjoying a delicious meal. You can only truly appreciate it if your attention is fully on the experience. If your mind is lost in worries, you'll be eating mechanically without savoring the moment. That's the difference between being present and being trapped in your thoughts. The mind as a source of suffering. According to Tolle, much of human suffering comes from over-identification with the mind. The mind never stops creating thoughts, inner dialogues, and worries. When we cling to them, we end up living in a world of anxiety and fear. Picture someone who constantly worries about failing at work. Most of the time, the problems they fear haven't even happened yet, but they're already suffering. This suffering isn't real. It's a mental projection. Learning to observe your thoughts instead of being ruled by them is the first step to true freedom. The ego and the illusion of separation. Another central point in Tolle's teachings is the ego. The ego is the identity we build out of labels, achievements, beliefs, and past experiences. It convinces us that we are separate from others and keeps pushing us toward comparison and competition. For instance, when someone feels envious because a colleague drives a nicer car or has a better career, this feeling comes from the ego. The comparison never ends, and it traps us in a cycle of dissatisfaction. The ego must be recognized and observed, but it should never be fed. The pain body, carrying emotional baggage. Tolle introduces a powerful concept he calls the pain body. This is emotional baggage we carry, formed by old wounds, resentments, and trauma. The pain body feeds on conflict and drama. That's why some people unconsciously seem to look for fights or arguments. They are fueling their pain body without even knowing it. Imagine a couple arguing about something small, like dirty dishes. Suddenly, the argument grows into a heated fight. The issue was never really the dishes. The pain body was triggered. Recognizing this mechanism allows us to break free from it. Presence and conscious awareness. The way to dissolve both the ego and the pain body is through presence. To be present means to be aware of the moment, without being lost in automatic thoughts. You can practice this in simple ways. While showering, feel the water flowing over your skin. While walking, notice the sensation of your feet touching the ground. When listening to someone, really listen, instead of preparing your response ahead of time. These small moments of mindfulness open the door to inner peace. Acceptance of the present moment. Another powerful teaching is the acceptance of the present moment. We suffer more when we resist reality. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity or resignation. It means acting with clarity from the present instead of resisting what already is. Think about being stuck in traffic. If you resist a situation, your mind fills with anger and frustration. But if you accept that there is nothing you can change at that very moment, the experience becomes lighter. From that state of acceptance, you can make better choices, like turning on some music, listening to a podcast, or simply taking deep breaths. Inner silence and peace. Presence naturally leads us to inner silence. And this silence isn't the absence of external sound, but the quieting of the restless mind. When the mind becomes still, a new dimension of awareness opens where we can find true peace. A simple exercise. Close your eyes for a few seconds, take a deep breath, and simply observe it. This small moment of silence can completely shift your energy. Relationships transformed by presence. Tolle also highlights how presence can transform relationships. When we are truly present, we can love without clinging, listen without judgment, and respect without demanding. Many conflict in relationships happen because we project our pain, expectations, and insecurities onto the other person. When we are conscious, we see the other person as they are, not as we imagine them to be. The result is a love that is more genuine, more free, and more fulfilling. Surrendering to the now. Living in the now also means surrender. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up on life. It means trusting it. It means accepting that this moment is exactly as it should be. And in that surrender, we find relief because we stop fighting what cannot be changed. Take the example of someone who suddenly loses their job. The immediate reaction of the mind is panic and despair. But if that person surrenders to the reality of the moment, new opportunities can appear. In fact, many people discover new and better paths in life when they finally stop resisting and start trusting. Spiritual awakening. Ultimately, Tolle shows us that living in the now is a path to spiritual awakening. This state of presence connects us to something greater, which he calls being or the divine essence. It's not something distant or mysterious. It's accessible to all of us here and now. Spiritual awakening doesn't arrive in a single magical event. It unfolds slowly, moment by moment. Each time we step out of the endless stream of thoughts and simply rest in awareness. Conclusion. The Power of Now is not just a book of spiritual philosophy. It's a practical guide to transforming your life. When we learn to step back from the constant noise of the mind, to recognize the ego, to accept the present moment, and to live in presence, we discover freedom that no external circumstance can take away. In the end, life is never happening yesterday or tomorrow. It's always happening now. The now is where all of life unfolds. It's the only place where peace, clarity, and true fulfillment can be found. So remember, the power is not out there, waiting for you to reach it someday. The power is here in this very moment. The power of now is the power to live fully. If you enjoyed this reflection and want to dive deeper into teachings that inspire peace, healing, and transformation, make sure to subscribe to The Healing Vibe. Join us on this journey of presence and awakening. Your path to a calmer, more meaningful life begins right here, right now.